Alabama's new immigration law took center stage in Tuscaloosa today when the Tuscaloosa City School System hosted a meeting for Hispanic parents.
Hundreds of people packed Northington Elementary School looking for some answers. Tuscaloosa Police Chief Steve Anderson, Tuscaloosa City School Superintendent Dr. Paul McKendrick, and Immigration Attorney Carol Armstrong all came together to try and answer questions. The topics today range from children in the school system to traffic stops and Alabama licenses. Anderson says the new law is confusing for some people, and he wants immigrants to understand they can still turn to law enforcement for help.
One thing that they were really concerned about was when would law enforcement question them about their immigration status, and that was one thing that we covered numerous times and explained the 3 reasons why we would. Another thing that we want to make sure that they understand is not to be afraid to call us if they need our assistance, because that's one of the fears that we had with this law going into effect, that people would be reluctant to call because they felt we would come out and we would question them about their immigration status.
And the new immigration law has affected local school enrollment. In fact, Superintendent McKendrick told us as of Monday, 28 students have withdrawn from the Tuscaloosa City schools.
Fear has spread like wildfire among the Hispanic population in Alabama. Some immigrant parents say they're even afraid to take their children to school because they might be sent to jail.
Maria and Luisa are 2 immigrant women who live in Tuscaloosa, and with the help of a translator, they share how the new law has impacted their lives, but would not share their last names for fear of what might happen. Lindsay Price has their story.
We're not criminals. All we want is an opportunity. And just because there hasn't been a solution to our legal status, we're living worse than a person that has killed or stolen things.
Maria and Maria Luisa say since Alabama's immigration law went into effect, they can't even sleep because they are too afraid.
You can't sleep, you can't work right, you can't function correctly because all you're thinking about is the law. What's going to happen?
Some parents say it's not having their kids in school that's raising concerns, it's driving their kids to school.
Our children are good in school, but we need to transport them to school. That's our responsibility. We can't hand it out to just anybody. Everybody is busy with their own issues and problems.
And the problems reach beyond the classroom, into their homes.
You know, in my case, it's really sad because I have to renew the tax to my trailer next month.
Y después de que pasó el tornado, yo me moví apenas a esa trailer.
You know, after the tornado passed, I was forced to move to this new trailer.
Y ahora que ya pagué por la trailer en su totalidad.
Now that I've paid off my trailer.
Ahora no puedo vivir ahí tranquilamente.
Now I can't live there in peace.
Porque no puedo yo renovar.
Because I can't renew my tax.
Both women say if they have to be deported, they have taken steps to protect their families.
Creo que ambas tenemos una carta de poder.
Both of us have a power of attorney.
Entonces que para darles la autoridad de vender.
To give somebody else the authority to sell
nuestras propiedades.
Our properties.
Even though Maria and Maria Luisa say the future is filled with questions, they haven't lost all hope.
Diciendo que de
and I want to
maneras,
lastly say,
Dios tiene la última palabra.
God has the last word.
In Tuscaloosa, Lindsay Price, WVUA News.
Both women say their children need to know what could happen to their parents.
And they hope the law will be blocked. Meanwhile, many businesses are seeing a mass exodus of workers since the immigration law passed. But what about immigrants who actually own businesses? WVUA's Travis Leader has the story of how one family may be forced to separate just to survive.
Sí, no pudimos seguir con el negocio.
They couldn't continue with their business
porque la licencia se nos expiró.
Because the license expired.
Y nos piden ciudadanía y Social Security.
And they asked for their citizenship and Social Security.
Y ya no pudimos seguir trabajando.
So they can't continue working.
The new immigration law is causing major problems for the Escobar family. She says they have no idea what to do because her family cannot work. They have to feed their family and do what they have to do to get by as far as not having work and needing money. She and her 6.5-month-old son may be separated from her husband. She says they're unsure whether they should wait or not. She might have to move back to Mexico with her son, and he will have to go to another state and find work. Her husband says it will be very difficult to leave his family behind.
Es muy difícil.
He says it's very difficult to leave your wife and child. His family is hoping to wait and see if the immigration law will be blocked. He also makes one final plea.
Que nos escuchan. Venimos aquí a trabajar.
Listen to them. They only came here to work. They come from a country that has a lot of crime, and there's not a good economic system there. So they came to a free country only to work. People should treat them better than this. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Travis Leader, WVUA News.
The U.S. government and a coalition of advocacy groups are challenging the controversial law. They have asked the 11th Circuit Court to block it, but the state has also filed with a federal appeals court to allow it to enforce the strict law.
Today, University of Alabama President Dr. Robert Witt reported on the state of the capstone, the theme of his speech, Growing with Balanced Excellence. Dr. Witt talked about the strength in the students, faculty, staff, and facilities managers. One issue Dr. Witt highlighted today, diversity on UA's campus, saying when it comes to the number of African American students enrolled, UA is number 2 out of all flagship universities in the country. Witt also touched on how the university is expanding and progress UA has seen over recent years.
As you look at the university's progress in recent years, you can look at it, if you will, solely as progress. I think an equally important way to look at it is that progress is in and of itself a foundation on which we can continue to grow.
More on diversity at the capstone tonight on WVUA News at 10 when we talk to faculty and students.